Hello! We're live! Welcome, everybody, to another evening here on the Dot Lot. A very special evening. Our Viking tale has to have an ending, as all great epic tales do, and tonight it is ours. Our finale episode, so if you're hanging out in chat, it's pretty cool. Welcome. If you're watching on another channel, welcome. I am excited to see what they've cooked up. I've already been secret messaged things by different people. And in only our 2-hour amount of time, there's only so much that can go into one song. But the good news is I am plotting for more. And if you want to see more, you can do that by supporting the channel. When you support the channel, I can continue to ask incredible talent like these incredible faces you see on the screen to come back and to keep gaming and telling stories. So if you like this one and want to see it continue, please consider supporting the channel. And there are multiple ways that you can do that. Simply by following is a great way. Go and grabbing a friend and asking them to come chill with you and chat and also watch. Another great way to support the channel. And then if you want to do it monetary, you can do that, by filling that bar there on the screen. When it fills, the fate of the gods step in. And if I remember correctly, we had 2 bars filled last week and 1 at the very end. So the fate of the gods will, in fact, step in today into the top of our game. But before I go into all of that, we should probably meet the crew that is currently, and has currently witnessed the final song of a dying skald. And we'll actually start out with our skald. Hi, Kelly. Tell us who you are.
I'm Kelly. She already said that. I'm the opera geek, and I am playing their resident skald, who may or may not always be as drunk as she pretends to be.
It is a good cover. It is a good cover.
Schrodinger's drunk.
Yep. Oh, I got people backwards. I didn't even notice. Why didn't anybody tell me? Chat? Be like,
I don't
Chelsea.
know about you. I'm playing
they
Ida
told you in
tonight.
chat.
Did I miss it? Gosh, I am so sorry. I'm just chatting away. Just on my own little world. Here, let me fix that right now. I sat there on that screen and stared at it. I did. Okay. Thanks, Eris. I appreciate that. Let's try this again. Kika, you are up next. Tell us who you are, who you playing.
Hey, I'm Kika. I am game designer, writer, and I guess tabletop gaming talent. You can find me all about, but tonight I am playing Adis, the clan seer.
Clan seer, yeah. And see some things you just might tonight.
Yeah, we'll see what I can do with this cursed horn.
Yes, this cursed love horn.
I mean, honestly, Kika, how about we see how many more innuendos we can fit in?
Oh no!
About blowing that horn.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see how many jokes we can squeeze out of this thing.
Thanks, Trayton, for that subscription.
We don't want to delay the climax too long, but
Oh, and we are officially 12.
You sure can stuff a lot of jokes into this intro.
Oh,
Good job.
absolutely.
You made a lot more fit than we thought.
Thank you so much for those
Slap top
donations.
of intro. You can fit so many jokes into this intro.
I can fit so many.
Well, it is officially Catherine's turn. Catherine, tell us who you are. And
Well, I mean, for about 20 seconds there, I was going to be playing Adis for tonight. But,
it's true. You were going to see some things and blow in a horn.
Giggity. My name's Catherine Personesis. I run the nerdy food blog, The Gluttonous Geek, and tonight I am returning as the Squirrel Zerker Dagny with my squirrely wrath ears tonight that are attached to my head through my roots of my head.
I like that it's actually it's actually getting warmer in the game setting wise, and Catherine has slowly over the course of this game shedded the amount of fur that she has wrapped herself in.
Oh yeah, just keep going with the squirrel jokes
It's just
there.
so meta.
Oh yeah. Oh no, you missed the Goblin game on Friday night. I was near to getting indecent, and then I was also playing D&D. Yeah. Squirrel
Awesome.
Zerker, Squirrely Wrath.
Squirrel Zerker here.
Wait, I thought getting indecent and playing D&D was how you play D&D.
So I was.
Oh, you're not playing a bard.
It
No,
depends on who's at the table.
No, I was. It was a Goblin Avenger version of the Avengers, and I was essentially playing Nick Fury's mom.
Oh.
Yes, Queefy Brown Thumb, the druid.
This is why the word queefy has appeared in my chat.
Yep. You can thank flipping the tables and me for that.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
This finale is slowly... You know what? Shauna, save us. Tell us who you are and who you're playing.
Oh, gosh.
I'm Shauna, Flying Cirrus on Twitter, artist and player a bunch of TTRPGs. I'm playing Disa, the carpenter who works with wood a lot. So, okay. And hopefully, Anne is the sister of Frigg.
I mean, you work with a lot of wood.
Yeah.
Kika blows a lot of horns.
Eris,
Not my character, but
please
me,
end our
personally.
intro with
Adis,
something wholesome. Eris, save us. Who are you? And who are you playing?
Dot.
Huh?
My name is Eris Savad. I am not wholesome.
She is not wholesome.
Why did I say you for last?
Hello, I'm playing, well, normally I'm a Stitch Witch. I make a lot of dice accessories and travel stuff. I also play a lot of RPGs, and today I am playing Frigg, Disa's older sister, the Tracker. She is really good at finding her way through all the trees. I'm trying really hard to keep...
Okay.
Nope, we're
Yep.
just...
And that's the end
Yep.
of this whole episode. No, I'm just kidding.
Shrubberies.
She has a white fox named BC.
There you go.
Helps her hunt.
Yeah.
There we
And
go.
the five and two familiars have traveled quite a long ways over a period of weeks. It's taken you many weeks. At this point, your clan, you would know, has left, or would have to have left if they are going to keep the time frame that was given. But your path has led you out of a mountain and to a celebration. A celebration of the passing of a great queen, warrior queen, in fact, who is also a skald. She is going to sing her last song, and the five of you stand in this town square. She, very sickly, hobbles onto the kind of porch area of the main town hall building. She's dressed beautifully, and the fire on either side of her and torches light her face just right. And she opens her mouth, and nothing comes out. She tries again, and this time she is able to catch her breath. She fixes her posture, and she sings. It is quite beautiful and haunting. It tells the tale of a land far away, past the North Sea. Opportunity and riches. Maybe a bit of an autobiography. But by the end of the song, she is having to be held up by two soldiers. Her voice never quivers until the end. But the tale doesn't end with riches or things, but about how a warrior came home. when she's done, she simply bows her head. There is no applause. Nothing so quaint. And they slowly move her back inside. And we demand singing. I can't sing it. Opera Geek, would you like to sing the tale?
You didn't give me any music.
I have no music to give. Music is not my forte, gang.
You are going to sit here and tell
my
me
gosh.
that you don't know a single song that might be appropriate?
Oh, you want me to like parody a song?
No,
Oh.
Kelly.
Oh no, I actually, with what she's describing, I can't, not immediately, but if we come back for season 2, I might have to remember the Scald song.
There is a Scald here to carry this song forward. Oh my gosh. Hi, Grant Ellis.
Hello.
But here you are, a mass of maybe 30 people. And you stand witnessing the final song of one of the greatest Scalds that ever lived. There's a very, very heavy silence that overfalls the entire camp as she moves indoors. The first of 3 celebrations have begun. Wait, did somebody say something? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, gosh, your silence is like, everybody's like, oh.
It's a somber moment.
Yeah. And it is broken by a squawk from the trees. A single squawk. A black raven.
Hell no.
It calls from a tree nearby on an overhanging branch.
Would Dagny recognize, or
It's
I'd like to make a survival check to figure out like what is this regular raven behavior or is this possibly murder raven behavior?
okay. Murder ravens. Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Hearing that, I will look around to see if there's any threats around us.
Yeah, go ahead. That would also, you could roll that as survival or observation. Is that right? Perception? Awareness. Damn. I'm playing far too many games right now.
Can I send my raven to kill that raven?
Yeah, you can. You absolutely
Here, Raven,
can.
I choose you.
Go, Raven, go. Okay.
Corviknight.
Okay. All right, I like this. Raven on Raven action. This is not written in the rules.
I have awareness, but I also have keen senses
Oh, what
as
is
my
keen...
heroic quality.
Oh, so keen senses. I would say that that is very apt in this situation. So let's take a look here at some of these rules. Okay.
What is
21.
Does that give me advantage? Correct.
It gives you it moves it down in difficulty.
Gotcha.
The like level of the roll. So okay, a 21 far beats. Wow. Okay,
Oh.
both of these were just a 15. So you slaughtered it. So you both of you like head snap in the direction. And you see it. This raven. It's not hiding per se, but it is definitely watching. It looks on at all of you. There is a moment before. Are we putting the other raven on this raven?
Yes. I don't know what I'm rolling, but I rolled a 17.
Oh my gosh, I love this so much. There's ravens in chat. Okay, okay, so your bird would be a flat 17. Okay, yeah, success. You kind of do you order it? How do you communicate it to go attack? Does it do it on its own out of instinct?
I think I just like click my tongue twice and he knows that we don't take kindly to strange ravens around here.
Got it. This town ain't big enough for 2 ravens. So, flight, quick, darts across the way, crying out as it goes towards it, and basically both of them take flight and go up and above the tree line. You can hear them kind of fluttering in the fluttering of wings, and it's only a couple minutes before your raven comes back. I'd say to 17 they're not injured. in any way.
Okay,
Maybe
good.
some ruffled feathers, missing, maybe some at them being plucked a little bit, but like all in all, not injured. Considering the fact that most bird fights, they take out their eyes. So they either scared them off or successfully won the fight. You are unsure.
I'm gonna immediately give him good neck scritches.
He loves it. He kind of, feathers like part as he extends the neck. A few people have attempted to start the party. The kegs have been tapped at this point. Most everybody else saw the raven, recognized its being there, but nobody really cared, except for really all of you.
I'm that you saw watching us that way, right?
Yes, clan meeting time.
Yeah, that's all right. That was not a normal raven. That was more,
You think it's the blood ravens?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's the blood ravens. They found us. Maybe. Possibly.
Grim ravens. Yes.
Yeah, Grim Ravens. Because, the other one's copyrighted.
Correct, thank you.
So.
And they have bolt guns.
Oh, they do.
Right.
Well,
So
I think
what do we
really,
do?
really all we can do is keep our eyes out for trouble, right?
But if we know that they're nearby, we can scout them out and maybe do some sabotage.
I like mischief. Who wants to screw some things up?
Do we feel sneaky?
I don't know if I feel sneaky. I just feel I kind of want to have a little bit of fun. And, there's only so much I can use that whole buckhead puppet. It's going to remain funny. I could bring the buckhead puppet again. Make them believe it's a haunted buckhead puppet.
I'm
What?
not entirely sure that they'll fall for it, but you could try if you wanted to.
If they came all this way, they must have supplies, and
I don't know. Birds can fly kind of far.
I'm not necessarily worried about the birds. I'm worried about the actual Grim ravens.
I think they're prepared for an ambush. We got a pretty big crowd here.
But as everyone's celebrating. This is a fortunately good time.
We have a very big crowd where half of them are so drunk they couldn't find their weapons if they tried.
We should probably inform the Jarl.
Good idea.
Yeah.
They would know what to do, at least for their town's defense.
At least
I can go let him know if you want to start mounting a defense.
We can start fanning out and searching the woods.
Tracking would not be a bad idea. In the meantime, though,
See if you can find some of those, whoever they were we were about to brawl with. If they're not too drunk, they could be helpful.
meat shields.
Meat shields.
I feel like they
I
had,
can't remember their name, Dot.
had
I
a
don't
name.
remember.
I was about to say, I wrote it in my
I
notes.
thought they were like the black stags or something.
Black
They were the
stag?
black
Yep.
stags, yeah.
Hence the stag head puppet.
Yeah. Yes, right.
They seem like a rowdy bunch, but if we send them off in one direction, they can flush out some Grim Ravens that might be hiding.
Or they might get killed in the process.
Well,
And it
if they
wouldn't
get
be,
surrounded, we can surround the surrounding.
it wouldn't be such a great loss.
Except if it's the Grim Ravens we're talking about, as much as I want to use a meat shield, we're probably going to need every single man we can get, man and woman we can get. So, I honestly, I think Frigg's right on the whole being stealthy. However, if you're going to get a hold of the Jarl, if you guys can kind of mount sort of a perimeter or something while we kind of see if we can flush them out or figure out where they're going or where they are, that would be incredibly helpful. But, That's just my idea.
I can do it.
Adis.
You get us a direction to point us in for looking for the Grim Ravens. Yes, no, maybe.
I can try.
No, I was saying do you need me to do that to give us sort of like an idea?
Oh.
You could force a vision.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Any.
Do you have the strength for it?
I
mean, I know that
have the strength until I don't.
Okay, I just know it takes a lot out of you. So.
Do you need anything?
Watching out for you.
A blanket.
Done. I'll go. These will go and get one.
And you slowly set up whatever Adis needs to begin this. I'm guessing it's going to be more like a ceremony or ritual, small ceremony or ritual. Off to the side, you can hear everybody in the background partying, and the 5 of you are off to the side, helping and potentially trying to keep everybody safe. And you set up no problem. So what does it look like?
It's a bit of a smaller ritual. I am off to like the side on my own. I have like my clan's members with me, and this I have Hemlig, my raven, in front of me, and I'm like gently stroking his head, like right above his eyes.
Yeah.
And with like my other hand, I take out some like herbs and rub them in my, like crush them in my hand. Then I inhale sharply and sort of all at once let my mind sort of flow into Hemlig, and then he takes wing to fly off.
Okay.
And he will guide me.
Let's see how we do. So this is the first time you've ever done this. It's going to be a pretty difficult roll, all in all.
I'll use some grit.
I was about to say, you can spend that grit. So 2 grit will bring it down, right? Every point of grit increases. Yep.
And fortune telling is one of my hero qualities.
Great. Okay. So it's going to bring it down by 2. So this was going to be an extreme, which was 20. So it brought it down to a 19. To an 18 is what you need to make for your roll.
Yes. Would my second hero quality come into play with this too?
Possibly. What is it?
Feral instincts.
Oh. All right.
Because I'm sort of using Hemlig as a
Hemlig,
conduit.
yeah, and this is the first time you've done it, so it is instinctual. So I would say yes.
Nice. And I'm using my insight for this.
Yes, it will be an insight roll at a 17.
Specialty on this, which is good because my first roll was a 9. Second one is 17 plus 6, 23.
Wow. Okay, a 23. So, yes, you do the thing, and we come down on a complication. Oh, no, you didn't have a natural 20. So we just come down. You don't end up spending any grit to do it, and... Okay. You see through the eyes of the bird. It's interesting. They're not your eyes. The literal makeup of them is different, so peering through them takes a moment to acclimate. You feel a weightlessness in your conscious mind, but not in your body, which stays heavily rooted to the ground. All of you watch as Ada simply, like, slumps over. The bird flies ahead. You can see that it did scare this raven off, and way in the distance with bird eyes, you can see this raven is flying back towards the mountain, back towards Grim Raven camp. But as the bird continues to scout, you don't see anybody in the woods, which is really interesting, as if this bird may have been alone, and as a like a scout, basically, something that's going to come and report, possibly. And just when you think it's time for him to turn around, you kind of swoop to the left and begin heading back down the mountain, and you see them. Your clan. They're on the move. They are smaller in number, but guiding them is a very large man. It seems that maybe he had a change of heart. And the fate of the gods has come down and touched him and encouraged him to maybe join a new clan. It does look like maybe a couple of the elders are missing, but all in all, it is only what people can carry on their backs. And the melting of the snow at this point is making it significantly easier for them. They probably have a week before they make it to where you are. And the raven swoops down and away again, peering through the woods, trying to find anything that they can. No luck. It's empty. The raven is gone at this point. The scout raven. Whether it makes it back or not. You're unsure. But unless you're going to send your raven over the other side of the mountain and possibly lose connection, you would need to turn around now.
No, I'm not going to risk my raven. I'm going to break the trance and trust my raven to get back on its zone.
Yeah. Sure. And like I said, you scout and it doesn't seem to be anything dangerous enough that they couldn't have already handled before they were hanging with you. So you break the bond, and you watch as Adis sits upright. It's almost like catching your breath out of water.
I wasn't able to find anything.
So you didn't see anything in the woods or anything around the perimeter or anything like that?
I did see the wolves.
So soon.
They should be here in about a week, I would assume.
But Dagny, your instincts are right. They possibly left early.
And that makes us running behind.
They left early. Could be that the raven. Good thing that the ravens already. Oh, could be that the ravens probably already hit the camp.
Could you tell how many were there?
20 or so, 25 or so of the clan remain.
About 25 or so. There were less than when we left, but there was one new member.
Who?
Who do you think?
Ah, he decided to come out of the mountain.
A very tall friend, huh? Well,
I knew the mead would catch him.
good
Great.
recruiting efforts.
We should make preparations for our clan to get here, not just to welcome them, but to protect them and the rest that are here.
We should probably, They've already found their way. It could be that they already know how to get to the next clan, especially with our Jarl connection. So maybe if we scout out a safe route, Frigg, maybe make some trail signals that only they would know.
Yes, it'll also help us make sure that there's nothing waiting in the woods for them between them and us.
Yeah. Yes.
And I
All
believe,
right.
believe at least one of us should speak to the Jarl here about this and let them know.
Agreed.
Adis stands up and then stumbles a bit and sticks a hand out to
I catch you.
Yeah, just steady herself and
Do you need anything? Are you feeling weak?
I need our work to be done.
We still have a long way to go, friend.
I imagine
And
we're not going to have time to build a boat before they get here. Unless you're really, really fast at building, Disa.
it's gonna no, but
There are
However,
other
maybe
carpenters
if
to
I
help.
plan fast enough, we will not lose as much time.
They
Well-
have lots of boats.
Yeah.
Watching all of you process that, I'm like, oh, how do we do this now?
we're getting we're getting a lot more deer.
Well,
Gudrun will kind of, as they're talking, fade away and head towards the hall to go talk to the owl.
Great. He's standing out front, having helped her inside.
Troll, I think
Troll.
his name was.
Yes.
Troll.
He's out front, sipping on a glass of mead alone, leaning against the building. Clearly having helped her, his duty for the evening is complete.
My lord, I'm afraid I bring bad news.
Oh?
The ravens are almost here, it seems.
Ravens. Oh, you mean these grim ravens?
One of their scouts was at the edge of the village. It's been dealt with. For the moment.
It's good to know. Do you have a body?
It was not a human scout.
He again froze his brow. So what was it?
They send their ravens in advance, much like our seer does.
Like magics.
Unfortunately.
Interesting. This is new information. And he says, I must ponder it. They can't cross the mountain overnight.
I pray you don't ponder it for long, because the wolves are also on their way.
Your clan is almost here.
Yes.
How far out are they?
5-6 days. They're bringing a friend, a very large friend, so I do hope that you tell your guards not to attack him, please.
I feel like we can handle that. He kind of glares at you, almost cocking his head like a dog a little bit as he thinks this all through. And he says, okay. Enjoy yourselves. I will call it an evening. Tomorrow. I'll give you my answer tomorrow. And he departs for the night, leaving the 5 of you to converse and talk this over. Though there seems to be no direct threat, and nobody here seems to care. As the night goes on, they get more drunk, and the party livens up a little bit, and by evening's end, more like early morning, most everyone is out, and it's quiet. And the day passes, until the next evening, when we go into the second celebration of the last song of the Skald. She passes just as the sun sets on this second day. They build a pyre in the evening, and by midnight, all of you and all of these clans stand around a pyre as the Jarl walks up and lights it. The second celebration has begun.
Right. So.
And as you all stand there, really unsure what to say, the Jarl walks over, tossing his torch onto the pyre after he lights it from all sides. And he comes and stands with all of you, and he says, it has been brought to my attention that these grim ravens have sent a scout, and that your clan is only days away.
Yep.
Your people are welcome to pass through here, reside here, if they need it. I'm sure once they come off the mountain, they will need more rest than all of you did. These are women and children, the elderly, the sickly.
That's better.
The sickly, yeah. And he says, and I would like to thank you. Whatever you all said to her, maybe just your presence of wanting to see her before her final song was an unexpected gift to her. So she told me.
I gave her a bit of a tincture.
I'm sure she appreciated it.
I certainly appreciate it.
And he says, well, she is on to her next journey now. I imagine by now she's crossing a bridge. He kind of smiles.
In the meantime, though, if you do not prepare for the arrival of the Grim Ravens, we'll all be on our next journey, and not for long.
He says, I have no quarrel with the Grim Ravens.
You don't have to have one. They take no prisoners.
I will think on this. You'll have my answer tomorrow night.
Of course.
And he walks away.
Gudrun will actually take a few steps after him.
Mm-hmm.
My lord. Your wife gave me a gift. And while I would treasure it, I would hate to think that she wasn't completely there, and it should be yours. And she will take out the disc that had been given to her with the illustration.
He looks at it. He says, this is one of her most prized possessions. She gave this to you.
Yes.
He looks at it and flips it over in his hands. He says, it's funny. I gave this to her. And it seems wrong of me to accept a gift that I've already given away. He says she was in her right mind until the moment that her body stopped breathing. So, keep it. And he kind of furls your hand around it. And he says she wanted you to have it. For some reason. But I appreciate it.
She told me your story.
It is
and the story that is on here.
He kind of smiles knowing that that's drama.
I might embellish it. Change a few names.
He says, isn't that what skalds are good for?
Give us enough mead, we're good for just about anything.
I thought so. He says, enjoy the fire. She keeps us warm tonight. And he walks away, leaving all of you to take a moment by this crackling fire.
Right. Well,
So what do we do?
anything we can.
So what
But-
is the plan? Are you going to leave? Are you leaving? Are you going to wait for your clan? I'm interested to know that.
Well, I haven't really figured that out yet.
I'm interested to know.
Okay.
All right. I guess technically you do have one more night, though. There is one more night of celebration. Basically, there will be one more event.
So, there's not much we can do really in the dark, I imagine. Do you guys have, do you, sisters, do you have any good ideas?
What about pits full of spikes?
I'm already on it.
I can set up things in the woods. I mean, we've got the whole day tomorrow for the next celebration. I wouldn't Even though you said that you didn't really see him nearby, I wouldn't really put it past the Ravens to try to at least take advantage of the moment of distraction.
I was actually thinking of going around and making a circle tonight with BC while everybody's busy.
Do you need any help?
I'll always hunt with you.
Likewise.
I feel it would be strategically unsound to abandon a place that we can defend.
I agree with you.
And I
Yes, we
think it
can-
would also be morally wrong.
Yes, we can certainly build upon what they have here.
Was it a
And
walled
reinforce
town,
it.
Dot?
It is walled on one side,
And the other side is up against...
like the tree
Okay.
line, the forest.
Okay.
Oh, that's bad. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
we can maybe put up some. We can maybe put up some ramparts up, so it's not as open. We can create some defensible spots, so they have to actually be funneled through.
Do you remember what I showed you, Disa?
Yes. I can certainly do that now that I've seen it.
Let's work on that. Do you know where you could get me some very, very thin wire?
Some of the workers probably have that. I had a good talk with them earlier, and I can probably get some.
Good.
Oh, seems like we got Team 1 and Team 2 here.
I was going to go speak to a seer about seer things.
That is definitely
try-
an option.
Whatever you want to do, I trust you.
I don't
Steer-
see why, but okay.
You steered us right so far. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that tooty horn of yours, but
Oh, it's awful.
That
I
is
like
definitely
awful.
a horn I would not want to handle now.
Yeah,
would you blow
it's
it?
cursed. It's very cursed.
All
Okay.
right.
So off each of you go. 2 of you to the woods. Well, 4 of you to the woods, just for different reasons.
Team Fuzzies to go.
And 1 to a seer. We cut first to Frigg and Dagny, who work in tandem as they work their way through the woods. Now that the snow is beginning to melt, even after just a couple days, it is so much easier to traverse. And so tell me, what is the plan here? Are you looking for something? You just want to make a dual roll to like scout the area?
My thought is to scout the area to make sure that, one, there's no hidden dangers, creatures, or
Got it.
humans between us and where our people are. At
Okay.
least
Okay.
like a certain radius around the camp. We don't want to
Yeah.
go too far.
Okay, you're setting up
But-
a literal perimeter to assure
Yeah,
safety of perimeter.
essentially.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. As you traverse through this area, you realize that just as when you came through, most of these woods seem overhunted, so there's very little activity here. The birds don't flock here, even now that the snow has melted, and from what you can tell, it's relatively empty. If anybody was passing through this area, they're either long gone or came for this event.
Okay. I would also make sure to take note of any good game trails, places that people are likely to funnel through, places that we could set up ambushes if we
That's
see
kind of
them
like
coming.
that's kind of like strategy. Here's what I'm gonna do. I think that's what it's called. Is that what it's called?
Tactics.
Tactics. Tactics. That's it. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna roll a tactics for me. That's what this is, to learn more information. To find the best ways in and out so that things could be set up. Is gonna be this is a pretty dense forest. A 15.
Okay. I also have nature as one of my heroic qualities, and since we
This
are in
qualifies
nature-
as tactics in nature. I will give you that, so it comes down to a 14.
Perfect. And I have it as my specialty, so I'll do the one roll, and if I need to,
Yeah,
I'll roll
roll
again.
it the second time. Great. Okay, 14 on the nose. You make it?
Or
Great.
13. So 14, we'll take that.
You did it. It takes you a while. This is really dense forest. It's also nighttime. You begin tracking it out, and the camera cuts over to Dagny. Dagny, what are you doing in all the midst of this?
She's looking for a trail. I'm looking for opportunities to cause some trouble.
Okay.
So I think she kind of is figuring, okay, she's figuring out the danger of the spots. Dagny's also figuring out the danger of the spot. She's gonna Kevin McAllister the crap out of these woods.
Okay. So you want to be able to basically the both of you are working to be able to tell Gudrun and Disa where to set the traps. Like how best to like manage this space. Okay, great. So we're gonna actually make this a dual roll. So Frigg succeeds on the paths in and out, like thinking like the enemy and figuring out how they're gonna come in and out of this forest. Dagny, you're looking for the Kevin McAllister moments, the places where you can bring trees down, places where you could possibly set some nets, traps, tripwire, and of course these lovely ditches
nettles
that are gonna get dug. So I, too, am going to have you roll the same thing. We need a second success for this to go exactly like plan.
Okay.
So we'll start... yeah, go ahead.
Would survival work into that, or just tactics?
This is tactics. Survival is about surviving it. This is actually like, what is the tactical Kevin McAllister way to handle it?
Okay.
As you so beautifully put. I love that.
And I'm going to invoke my heroic quality, Mischief.
Very nice.
For this.
Okay. You might even chatter with the squirrels as you figure out, squirrels being the most mischievous. Maybe one day I tell you all my squirrel story about a slice of pizza and a bathroom window with a squirrel. All actually, yes, that's a story. So yeah, a 14, a 15, I'm sorry, the same roll, a 15.
Ooh.
It comes down to a 14.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a grit.
Spend a grit, cool.
Yeah.
2 grit to bring it down. Got to go up 2 grit, but that's okay. If you succeed, you may come back down for you.
Yeah.
So that goes from if you spend the 2 grit, it will go down to a 13. Is what you need to get.
Intelligence is not Dagny's strong suit, so
that's all right.
Oh no! Oh gosh!
You try so hard, but you and the squirrels only cause mischief. You don't take any. Maybe actually, I think you do take strain because it came down below it. So you would take some strain.
Yep. So useless.
And some complications. I love it. The thing is, Frigg has scouted some places. Disa and Gudrun, when you arrive into the woods to come find Frigg and Dagny, who were kind of scouting this area to give you the best places, Frigg can very quickly kind of point them out. Dagny points out a few other places as well, where might be the right place to dig and put some things.
Okay, I want a boulder rolling from the tree here, and maybe a bag full of stinging nettles, like right there. I can get the stinging nettles. What?
I saw a whole group of squirrels over there.
Squirrel?
Yeah.
Squirrel?
You should go find them. They looked really cute.
Squirrel.
And she kind of runs off, and the both of you are now able to take your time, which is going to take you the night into the next day of hard labor to build these. You're helping one another, so I'm only going to have one person roll. The help of one will bring it down. My understanding is you're trying to set these kind of Roman ditch traps, right?
Not just ditch traps, but also, I shouldn't have said wire, although at this point, possible that the trading could have brought wire.
It's true, of some degree, yeah.
Or at least very thin, very, very thin rope that's quite strong, because either way, if you hit it at speed, it's going to do damage.
Yep.
So between the trees.
Okay.
And I think Disa and I were going to take some of the wagons.
Yep.
And overturn them.
Overturn them. Put like planks just so people can defend, and they have to be routed.
Okay. So all of this is, like I said, going to take you a while. So it will be. Disa, you're gonna make it like a carpenter's roll because you're building it. Actually, I'm gonna have both of you roll. You're helping each other, so you're gonna get the benefit of helping each other, but you're both gonna roll. And then it will be tactics for Gudrun to make this happen. To defend this town on its open side, we're gonna set it the same thing. It will be a 15 to put them in place.
Okay, I'm gonna use my workmanship on that as well.
Yep. Oh yeah, I was about to say you'll roll your what is it, workman?
Oh, that's my heroic quality on that. So I'm gonna
so it comes down.
craft it.
So now it's come down 2, so you need a 13.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Neither of my heroic qualities are gonna help me here.
That's okay. You are getting help, so it comes down 1. So yours goes from a 15 to a 14.
craft.
20.
Nailed it.
Okay.
You've seen open battle quite a lot from various places all over the world. And Disa.
Boom. Okay.
Oh my god, 2 20s. Ho, ho.
26.
We bring a complication
Natural
down.
20.
Yep.
Great. The
Nat 20.
complication that Dagny caused in potentially choosing the wrong places. Disa, your gut just tells you differently. You've never actually done this before, and building traps to kill people isn't really your specialty. But you are a craftsman.
Mm-hmm.
And you do a fantastic job building these. And as you build them, you realize their functionality more, as most engineers do. And you recognize better locations. So we remove the complication that would have been caused
Nice.
from Dagny. And you're able to kind of set this up. But it takes you, like I said, all night and into the next day. And when Gudrun and Disa finally drag back in, you realize that the third celebration is a daytime celebration. It is a meal. Shared. Hot food, drink, all wait on you as you return. Frigg and Dagny already there. But the camera cuts to Adis, who has been left waiting by the seer since yesterday. Her handler, I guess, the young woman that serves her and helps her, told you that she would invite you in when she was ready. And it's not until today, 24 hours later, basically, that she calls upon you. And it is not until the celebration starts.
It's
And
a good excuse to not be around a lot of people.
Yep. And her handler comes out, the young woman, and she simply gestures for you to enter what is basically her hut, her small hut. She sits in the corner on a large stump that's been moved and repurposed. And she's withered and crinkled just like she was a few days ago.
Is my raven back?
Yes, your raven would have returned in the night.
Okay, good.
Yes,
In that
I'm sorry, I'm
case-
glad you reminded me of that.
In that case, Adis comes in, sits down, and places the horn in front of her and sort of doesn't really look at it. And like it seems like she's trying to like not really directly acknowledge it. Almost like having it around her makes her uncomfortable. And she's just sort of like playing a bit with her raven. Like she'll like take like a bead and like hide it and like let the raven try to like pick through her like
Find it.
clothes to try to
Cute.
find it again. Yeah.
Love it. And this goes on for a little bit. The woman watches you. You see her move as you put it down. She watches it sit on the table, and she looks up
She
at you.
can't because she's blind.
I guess that's true. She looks down at it, having heard it hit the table at least. And then she glances back. Well, she glances. Her head moves up your direction. Her eyes still that milky white coloring. And she says, "Why did you bring it back?"
Well, you said a lot about breaking the curse, but what if we just wanted to change it? Give the story a new ending?
This is unusual thinking.
Is it? Maybe I've spent too much time around a scald.
Scalds. She kind of shakes her head. Literally a celebration for what is going on outside. I never thought I'd outlive Ingrid. The gods. They work in mysterious ways. But about this horn, she kind of chokes a little. I guess first you would need to know what the original curse was. And changing it is really more like... The concept of evolution doesn't exist. Morphing. It changes, but it keeps its original. that never goes away.
Well, yes, I was able to figure out what the story is and suss out what the curse does. It traps souls in it.
Oh,
So I was wondering if then we could add something to the end to let the souls
no wonder
out.
you have so many visitors with you.
Why do you say that?
Well, every time you come, you bring all of them with you. She gestures her head like left and right. It makes this little hut crowded.
It's just sort of like glances around.
There's nobody there.
I assume you're referring to the souls that are stuck in the horn.
Oh, yes, the spirits. They go
Yes.
with it.
Yes. See, that's because of the curse, which is put into the story that is carved into this horn.
So how are you planning to change it?
I wanted to add a bit to the end that allowed the souls to be released for one more final battle before moving on to Valhalla.
Interesting. An end to their story.
Yes, instead of being perpetually stuck in the middle.
That is kind of you.
I think it's pragmatic.
All good seers do. Pragmatism before emotion. So, are you looking for my permission? Because you seem to be perfectly capable.
Oh, well, I've never really done this before, so I was hoping that you could offer some guidance.
Writing curses is no simple thing. A part of yourself, you leave it there,
Well,
writ
we always
into
leave,
it.
we always leave parts of ourselves any place we go anyway.
Yes, the leaving is not the hard part. To leave it, it must take from you. Birds just passed by, and it creeped me out. And then I realized it was a sound effect that I had put on, and it was too perfect. It was far too perfect. And the woman goes, "It's on you if you want to write this curse, but it would be a way to free them if that is what you are trying to do. Very smart. As for writing it, you should be sure it's exactly what you want. Because one small mistake could leave it writ upon you.
Well, in that case, I have one request of you.
Oh?
Should I fail, could you tell my Jarl what happened?
I am not usually one for many words, but I will inform them that you have gone to Valhalla.
Or possibly not.
Or possibly not. Well, what are you sitting around here with me for? Your friends. They want to party.
I'm not one for parties, personally. Too
I wasn't
noisy.
either. Until I was too old to go. And now what I wouldn't give to be able to go out there and drink my body weight in mead.
While staying 6 feet apart.
Well, yes, while staying 6 feet apart.
And shake my hiney.
And she says, well, you're welcome to stay here, but I like to sit in silence.
I will be as quiet as possible.
Good. You breathe so loud outside the door. She kind of like leans back against the wall. Oh. And she sits there. And she sits there. And you can hear from outside the celebration continues.
Adis takes out her knife and starts working.
Yeah. Great. You're going to start carving?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not even waiting a little bit.
Yeah, she'll sit there with you while you do it. Let's see. Oh, man. This is like a craft roll almost, but not really. It's like, how do I want to do this? I guess it would be your insight because that's what we tied to your... That's what we tied to your skill originally, so we'll do it as an insight.
Okay.
And this is going to be very difficult.
Yeah, I'm going to use some grit.
Good. This is the first time in the game where we're going to go above a 20. You need a 22 to actually make this work exactly like you want. So using grit brings it down to a 21.
And I have my fortune-telling hero quality.
That's right. So that brings it down to
20.
20. Huh. Because I am a nice GM and she's sitting here, her presence alone makes this just a more magical place. So that brings it down to a 19.
Yes, my plan worked.
19. I want to see it happen.
Okay.
Go, go, go.
So that is a 24 for the first roll. And yeah, I'll take the 24.
Great. It ekes away the sound of your dagger carving into this gold and brass. It ekes in her ear and yours, part of the ceremony, if you would. And as a day fades into night, the party continues. And it continues. And on the third day, the celebration does not end until it ends. And it is not till the sun rises, on the fourth day that you've been here, that the last of the people here fall asleep. A head thumps to the table, mead glass still gripped between. Maybe you're out and about already, maybe you got a good night's sleep. But the fact of the matter is that the celebrations are over. The pyre has burned down to just a grouping of ash. And your clan will be here in 4 days' time. You all probably meet in the center the next morning, wherever it is that you've been residing or sleeping. Maybe you crawl off of a table. The Jarl comes out. Sees you all there. He squints in the morning sun. The ground now shows real grass, green. Most of the snow is beginning to melt away. It's quite beautiful. In fact, Disa, when was the last time you saw green? And, yeah, oh no, go ahead.
Oh, that's been a while.
It's been a while, right? And he kind of walks over to all of you, and he simply says, I am sorry. I failed to address this issue.
Yeah. You've been a bit preoccupied, to be fair.
I have spent the last few nights pondering what it is you tell me. Our clan is very strong. And currently residing here, we have some of the strongest leaders of the clans in this entire region. I know that your clan seeks a new home. But I think mine will stay and fight. Because we can. And because if we don't, and we go with you and your people, they will simply follow. I'm going to inform the other clans here of what is happening. They too deserve to know. So that they can make choices for their clans. If they choose, they can stand and fight with us.
He may have already taken some initiative.
He said, yes. I thought you might. I'm appreciative of this. Disa, he looks over to you. Your craftsman skills are no small feat.
Oh, thank you. It's
This-
as much as we can do in this time, but I think it should hold if anything should happen.
She is the pride of our clan.
He says, I see why. In fact,
She'll just turn bright red.
if I remember correctly, your clan was headed seabound.
Do you?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Are you all good swimmers?
Well, I am, but I don't think they've ever seen.
He laughs. He says, sorry, funny, sometimes I joke. You don't have a boat.
No, we don't. Not yet. We intend to build, but the plans change, it looks like.
He says, how strong? How many strong ones are there in the clan behind you? You know that there are some elderly and some kids, but all in all, most everybody's healthy. They made it through the winter.
We can make do as best we can.
He says,
There's
I
a few
have...
able-bodied.
He says, good, because you're going to have to move. Sorry, Alex is coughing. He says, you're going to have to move the boats. He says,
Oh.
I will give you 2.
Oh, that's more than generous. Thank you.
He says, of course. It's the least I can do for letting us know and for partaking in this celebration. Your company has been warm and welcome. And he says, and if we're going to stay here, what do we need boats for? He kind of kicks the grass that's coming through. And he says, you will have to carry them.
Oh, I think we can make it work.
He says, I had a feeling you might. And I'll wait on a larger one for the rest of the clan. It will also need to be moved.
Yes.
And he says, you'll find them. You've probably been staring at them. They're yours. Figure out how to move them, and you can have them.
Oh, thank you very much. We'll
And
be
he's-
in your debt. Thank you very much.
And he says, more importantly, do as your Jarl asked, and finish paving the way. As much as I appreciate your company, you did have something to accomplish. And he turns. Disa, I'm gonna have you make one more craft roll to figure out a mechanism for moving these boats.
Yeah, we're in chat. Rollers help to get this thing.
Yep, get these rollers moving. So
Get this boats a rolling.
Get this boats a rolling. So you've got 2 boats to do this for, one very large one and one that basically fits about 10 people, which is the one that you will be moving. The smaller group of you will be moving. You're going to need about a 19 on this
Okay.
to do it. You have the help of their people, so just for labor, I'll take it down to 18. What else do you have that you think is applicable? Or if you want to spend grit.
I am gonna spend 2 points of grit for that.
Great. It'll bring it down from an 18 to a 17.
All right.
All
That,
it needs the craft.
And then it's the workmanship.
Yes, workmanship, yep.
So that brings it. What's that bring it down to?
16?
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
All right. That, and I get a double roll. Let's do it. Ooh.
A 9.
No. Okay. Oof. 22.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Thank
This
goodness
is
for that.
this is why it's your specialty. It doesn't go so well at the start. You get frustrated. You've never had to move a boat before. You never even made a boat before. At least
Yes.
not of this size, right? And it does become frustrating. The craftsmen here in town are good, but like they're no engineers. But after some thoughts and some thinking, you are able to rig up a mechanism. Do you want to tell us what that is?
Yeah, just like I think a system of we're gonna do some specially crafted logs and make them just like one thing to like kind of create a surface for the boat, and then some pulling system to make sure it doesn't go out of control as we roll it down.
You basically create a scaffolding around the boat, and you make it on a platform that you put some kind of I hate to say wheel, but that's what it is, wheel or a roller system on the bottom of. And yeah, it has to basically be pulled and heaved and hoed, but it might, in fact, make it through the forest and out the other side.
Yeah, Deesa's strong, and she can maybe head it, when we eventually do that. Kind of like lead that portion of it.
Yeah, the 5 of you are gonna have to pull it, and you make another one. This time, though, with a 22, you have a feeling with a very large man escorting them that he could use a harness for this one, and so it's not just a rope, but a harness for his body that you add to the end of it. And when all is said and done, you are all ready to depart. 1 boat in tow. It holds a total of 10. And you set out. You're greeted. You're given plenty of extra food, and you get another keg of booze for your travels. The good news is the snow is gone, and you pass by some of the traps that you have set as you heave and fall out of this camp and into the next phase of your journey. It is slow as the 5 of you work to pull this boat. Dagny and Deesa probably head that up, one with brain, one with brawn. And as you move through the rest of the way, it's beginning to flatten out. You're not seeing the same kind of hills and rocks, and there's a different kind of moisture in the air. It's salty. You've traveled for about a week, pulling this boat behind you. You know that you've left tracks literally in the ground.
I'm also continuing my markings for our clan.
Great, wonderful. Yeah, and you're marking the trees along the way. And finally you reach what might be considered like an open area, a cliff's edge that overlooks the ocean. Rocky. The waves crash against it and foam. I don't know if you've ever seen the ocean. It seems that there is a way possibly to get the boat down. You have to go kind of down and around to the left. But it is it is Frigg. Your heightened senses are always aware of everything. And your eyes dart to the right as down the beach you see figures. A lot of them.
I will stop my companions and say, I see some people. I'm going to go take a closer look, but remain quiet. We don't know who they could be so far.
You make your way down, and it's a rocky, wet coastline through here. The water's cold as it splashes against the rocks and mists your face. And as you kind of peer over the edge and look down, your body goes cold, Frigg. There's a face that you recognize. Your heart jumps into your throat, and you see that they walk, wearing the feathers of the Grim Ravens, with about 15 or 16 other warriors. Maybe they're a scout party to go ahead. Maybe they came around a different way. They don't carry a lot, which tells you that if they were moving quickly. And they are headed down the beach your direction.
I will back off very quietly and go back to...
This is where I'm going to need you to make a roll.
Oh, God.
Just the stealth roll for doing it quietly.
Okay. And yep. Oh gosh. Okay, and I have advantage on this. And
You need a 15 not to knock the rocks off the ledge.
Okay. First roll. Nope. Second roll. Ah, yes.
Okay, beautifully done. You back up off the ledge, you take a deep breath, and the figure that you know, this man, dark hair, beard, well-kept beard, much more well-kept than the last time you saw him. He looks up at the ledge. You are not there, of course. But he looks something familiar. He huffs and continues. Frigg, you quickly make your way back to the group to inform them of what is going on. They are drawing ever closer.
Okay. Quickly and quietly, I make my way back, and continue. I won't whisper now, but continue in whispers and hushed tones. There are grim ravens coming down the shoreline. They don't look very well equipped, but there are quite a few of them. They must have been traveling quickly.
Well, I mean, we were kind of carrying a boat.
True.
I imagine Dagny says, panting still from carrying a boat for 5
Or at
days.
least
Yeah, dragging a
I
boat
was
for
carrying a
days. Yeah,
boat.
that's very funny.
They're here?
They're
Just looking
here.
for the others.
We need to find a place that we can try to
Ambush them?
ambush them or defend.
We
They
could
can't get past us.
we could always use the boat as something defensible. Anything that they do, we can probably fix decently.
Are you saying that I might have the opportunity to climb onto the mast of a boat and yell, "I'm on a boat," before a fight?
Is that a
Yes.
reference of some sort?
It could possibly be.
Not if I do it first.
Good run. It is about this time that you hear somebody off in the distance, back the way that you have been traveling, yell your name. Gudrun! Gudrun! It's a tiny, tiny little voice. And just up over the hill comes the little boy.
Which one of you guys gave her Fate of the Gods series?
This little kid, he's like waving his hands. He looks so excited to see all of you.
Gudrun immediately like puts her hands out like this, like.
He kind of goes up. He goes, "We're almost here." He kind of points behind him. He goes, "What's wrong?"
Adis just like raises her axe, points at it, and then points in the direction that the Grim Ravens are.
The kid looks and see them now, just, 300 yards or so up the beach. He meeps and goes, "Mm." And about this time, just up and over this ledge that kind of leads down to this place that you're standing in overlooking the beach, comes the clan. They kind of appear out of the
one?
woods.
Oh,
Your
no.
clan.
Okay.
They have caught up to you, and you hear a large, like...
Gudrun, let them know what's going on. Disa, help me find a place to start setting up pits around here.
Yeah. Tell them anything goes bad, they just either run or stay in the boat. The boats are the safest place for them.
Gudrun will reach into her bag and pull out a spool of wire that she stole from the town and throw it at Disa. She's like, "You know what to do."
Yes.
And she will, as best as she can, try to make it to that kid and grab him in one arm and make
Hey!
it back over the top of the hill.
He goes, "You look so good," he says.
I don't even remember your name, but shut up.
And you run up the hill. You are met with your Jarl, who behind them is this big boat, a man harnessed into it. He is pouring sweat. He wears very little at this point because he's sweating so much, and it's getting hot. He pants, and your Jarl looks injured.
What was the giant's name
Oh,
again?
he wasn't.
Brun?
Yeah,
It was
Brun.
Brun, right?
That's Brun. Brun, right.
So, Gudrun will unceremoniously drop the child. Look up at Brun, say, "Brun, how are you now?" And then she'll look at the Jarl and say, "We have a problem.
Oh,
You don't look equipped at the moment.
She says, it has been quite a journey.
Yeah, Brun, put the boat down.
He looks around, it's strapped to him. Okay.
Somebody get him out of the boat.
He kind of unstraps himself and the harness like drops. He says, "Kay."
Okay. Brun, can you turn that boat on its side? Gently.
He turns around, looks at the boat and goes, can try.
Gently.
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 He kind of goes over, he sizes it up. He's never had to tip anything this large.
Just cows.
Just cows. Are you wanting the top deck to be flat side?
I just want it tilted so that the pointed end is facing out towards where the Grim Ravens would be coming.
Got it. Okay. He says, and he runs and kind of, his feet dig into the dirt, and it slowly like tips to the side a little bit and kind of resettles itself. It doesn't seem to break a whole lot or anything. It may, it will take some effort, but it's now on its side.
It's fixable. She'll look at the Jarl. I need you to get everybody, including yourself, into that boat.
She says, some of us can fight.
The Grim Ravens are 300 yards away. Or whatever Vikings would have used for yards. Okay,
she turns around and she says, you, all the children and the elderly, into the boat. Do as she says. She looks at Brun and goes, grab a weapon. Looks at a few of the other fighters of the group, like totally capable individuals, and she says, and you, draw your blade.
And she'll look at Gudrun will look up at Brun and she goes, you are the weapon. And so she'll try to peek around and see if she can see how much closer the Grim Ravens are.
They're drawing closer. The sand is keeping their pace kind of normal. They're not like running. They're like walking heavily footed through the sand. They're getting very close, and the camera will cut actually over to the four of you. And we're going to
formation.
And we're going to go into a fight combat montage, like a mass battle montage. Each of you are going to roll twice. We'll do like 2 rounds, basically. Each of you must succeed at your task to aid the party in its total outcome of this. When you succeed, you will tell us in that moment of the montage, what do you do to aid in this battle? Cool. All right, that's how it's going to work. So, they're headed down the beach. You're going to have to drop down off this ledge to get to them. So know that anybody that's up the ridge is going to be less likely to get hit in combat. So, like the people in the boat, all of that seems to be safe. Even if you left the other boat up here, it would be above everybody's heads, and you can go down to the beach and fight. So what does everybody do? Gudrun, you're up on the cliffside. We know that. But what does everybody want to do during this battle?
So how far from the ledge? Like, how tall is the ledge?
It's about 15 feet down. Think of it just kind of like a rocky cliffside that pans down onto a rocky and sandy beach. And up that cliffside, or up that cliff, is kind of an open green area that touches the edge of the woods here.
Okay, so the boat's up on top. The boat that I just turned is on top of the ledge, so at least turned on its side, it's not going to be very visible.
No, it's not, and they will definitely not be visible. They'll be plenty far enough away along with the boat to actually be good cover.
Okay, good. Which was what I was hoping for.
Yep.
So Gudrun, while she thinks about what she's actually going to do in the battle, the first thing she's going to do is unhook both of her axes and look around to see who is missing weapons, because I know that they were short on weapons.
Yes, they were short on weapons. It seems that they have fashioned a few clubs, and some few necessary weapons had to be made. There are some kind of ratty bows that on the back, there's like a bow on the back of one person. Your Jarl obviously carries a weapon, and they are all suited in leather, except for your Jarl, who has some actual proper like pauldrons and some things on. Yeah.
Okay. So Gudrun will find 2 of the people that look the most able-bodied.
Okay.
That don't have decent weapons, and she will give one of her axes to each of them.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay, yeah. You hand it over. They drop their club instantly, like axe in hand. Actually, they probably dual wield at this point.
Okay. She will then reach underneath her Roman cloak in the back
Okay.
and pull out a gladius.
Oh, nice. It comes forward and you...
Well, no, actually, it's short, so it would
be on the hip?
at her back. Yeah, it would be at her back, across her back. So she pulls out a gladius.
Nice. Possibly hidden this whole time.
And is there a way to circle around the back of this Grim Ravens group from where she is?
Sure, it will take you longer to get there, but this is a big montage. So I would say, yeah, you pull it and begin running to try to circle and flank around them. If you would like to do that, yeah, I would think it would be a stealth or a tactical roll, whichever you prefer. The rolls on this, everybody, you need to beat a 17. A 17 for all of it. Every one of the rolls that you have to make. So, kind of come around behind them. Let's see if you make the 17.
I'm going to come around behind them and find the person in the very back.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to cut their throat if I make this roll.
Okay, then I would say, yeah, stealth or tactics. I'll take either.
Let's see how much the dice hate me. Okay, tactics a little better. 17.
Can do it. We can do it.
Nope.
Nope. As you turn around, the good news is you have created a distraction. And we see them, as you go to reach for the guy, he goes, huh? And he turns, and a few of them turn, they go, ah! And the rest of you see this all kind of go down. We see this massive montage as the rest of you take action. Who's next?
I was gonna say, Frigg, as soon as Gudrun ran off, Frigg was going straight to where, essentially trying to ring around to the front, but down a little further on the beach, trying to get them further away from where everybody else is.
Okay. Yeah, so you want to kind of rush to them to keep them away from this area, meet them before it all happens. You do that easily as you rush down the beach. Literally, probably you and Gudrun moving at the same time, you in front, her behind. Are you firing arrows? What does the montage look like as we need to roll for it?
Well, this would have happened before Gudrun even got to that point.
Great. Perfect. Oh, yeah, that's true.
When she went back to start talking to everybody else, I went forward.
Yep.
So I went around to the front and started shooting arrows at whoever I saw, really.
Great. Yeah, you start firing. So we're going to take one good combat roll, or ranged weapon roll from you at a 17 to successfully kill a couple.
Because I have the heroic quality of Grim Ravens, would that help at all?
Yes. You know where and how to penetrate their armor.
17.
You met it. You met it. There is no cover here. You're not used to not having cover, especially when you fire your bow. So all that you can do is take a knee on the beach as you begin firing shots down. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys go out very quickly as they thud, thud, thud into the neck area where their armor is the weakest. Their bodies flop to the ground, but you, of course, make sure not to hit the man in the middle.
Gudrun yells, "You're welcome for the distraction!"
Definitely a helping hand. You see Gudrun on the opposite side of the dudes. A couple of them now turn around once again, looking at her. As we figure out what Adis, Disa, and Dagny are doing.
Dagny is going to charge towards the group, but she's going to take a flying leap off that ledge with pickaxes out, just screaming, "Squirrely rat!
Squirrel rat!" Again, probably you and Frigg are running down the beach together. Frigg, of course, stops at a distance, but Dagny, that does not stop you as you pummel into these men. I'm going to have you make a melee roll for this combat montage.
Okay.
And again, a 17 is what you need to beat. You can come down by spending grit, or if you feel like you have a heroic quality.
I've got speed, but I'm not really sure if that would count.
Actually, yeah, speed can be used for multiple things. I would say that you're much faster than they expect a barbarian probably to be.
So, let's hope that my luck
So
came
that's a
back.
16. Nicely done. You take them out one by one. What does it look like as you barrel into them and start just slicing men apart as arrows fly past you? Frigg, giving you the perfect support.
You just see her hood just flying off her head, and Chibi Moon's just kind of like flapping in the wind as she just kind of swirls around. Teeth bare going and just slinging the axe.
I was about to say, and it's a good thing that they're not looking at you because half of them turned to stare at your scald. The perfect opportunity, and their bodies thud, thud, thud to the ground, just near you.
Yes. Squirrely Wrath.
Squirrely Wrath. Okay. What about Disa and Adis?
Adis shuffles forward. She probably started moving not too long after Dagny, but doesn't really move quite so fast. She just wants to get a bit closer to the enemy. Straightens up with her staff in one hand, her like walking stick, and her wolf fur just sort of like wrapped around her, and she pulls out the horn, takes a deep breath, and blows it as hard as she can.
Lets out. It echoes down the beach.
You just hear Gudrun laugh from across the...
Yeah, there's a massive
just laughter. Like, so she probably looks insane to the people that she's...
That's true. As you hear it rain out across the beach, the birds along the shoreline scatter. And the ravens that were kind of flocking this area also dissipate with the sound of this horn. There is a moment, and Adis, I am going to need you to make a roll. Not to blow the horn, because that's not really it. But there is a... This is kind of like a fortitude check. Yeah, we're going to make this a fort check.
Okay.
Your body, you blow, and there's this pause, and you're like, oh, did it work? And then something happens to you. And we're going to find out. So, to not go unconscious, I need a 15.
Okay.
Can do this.
Plus... Okay, good. I rolled a 19.
Woo! Okay.
Plus-
A 19.
Boy, I'm
two.
glad everybody in this party rolled so well.
You watch as the horn itself begins to kind of like vibrate. And then
I think like during that
Yeah.
time, like while it starts vibrating, she says, "Oh, I forgot to tell you. I changed the curse on this.
Oh, really?
It's very
slice,
much long
slice,
enough-
dead people, blood as you're yelling down the beach to each other.
Like, as she just shoves her gladius up through someone's jaw and it's like stuck in his brain, and she's like, what, really?
And the horn lets out a mass beam of light. It is daytime, so it's difficult to like see it proper in its glow, but it beams out, panning towards the sky. And when it is done, it closes. Like, the light kind of comes back into the horn, and Adis, you're left feeling like somebody has beat you with rocks. You are just, it's like your physical form, your mental form, and everything is devoid of feeling. But Frigg, you watch as this cold wind whooshes past you, bringing sand with it. You almost maybe have to cover your eyes. As something's going to happen in the second turn, we'll say, Disa, what are you doing during all this?
I think as soon as Frigg started told us they were coming, and there is a cliff, right, that's
Yes.
overlooking them.
Yes.
She is going to just under like each arm just try and drag as many of these heavy logs to there, and just start just hucking them over the edge.
Okay, this is a body-based roll. I think you're not really using a melee weapon.
Probably athletics.
Athletics. Yeah, this will
yeah.
be athletics.
And her secondary, her quality is strength. So she works with all this stuff.
15
carrying
for this one.
Heavy logs and just like this is
Yeah,
like,
that's true. You know how to carry a log. Not a problem. So I need a 17 minimum from you, unless you have something to bring it down.
Poof. I am going to. I have a bunch of grit. Let's only use 2 more grit.
2 more grit. Your grit
Yeah.
goes up. Make sure to let me know if you reach your threshold at any point. And
Okay.
your grit
I'll
goes
look at
up, and you begin hauling these logs to the edge of the cliff to drop on their head. That brings it down from a 17 to a 16.
Okay. All right. He needs 2 of them, right?
Yeah, two grit.
Oh, yeah, 2 brings
brings
one.
a
Then
1. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2. Okay, 2 and 1, and then all right, come on.
So a 16.
4. 20.
Nicely done. Take your grit back down. Clear that
Ooh.
out as you begin hauling log after log after log. All the anger that you have felt for having to leave your home, for them moving you from that thing that you know and that you love, you begin just chunking logs at them. And in fact, before you know it, you're met by a very large man. Broom steps up. He begins grabbing logs. I like the way you think. And he begins chunking these logs with you. It is going to be imperative at this point that the rest of you recognize there are no logs falling from the sky. They're smashing grin ravens all over the place. A couple guys remain standing, probably about 12 of them. Of the 20, about 2 that have come through.
Dagny's laughing maniacally.
I know, and it's pure chaos. Except as the wind blows through Frigg, past you, almost knocking you over, these... No. The wind blows past, knocking into all of the Grim Ravens. All of you do not feel it. It almost knocks them over as it pushes them back, and one of the guys looks at his hand in like a weird way and like cocks his head. Maybe one of you take it off before he can really think about it. But the other ones of them around you, they begin withering away into this dusty ash. He begins screaming bloody murder as his body begins to simply dissipate in front of you. This may be magic that you have never seen before, at least not of this power. All of them begin to dust away. Frigg, what do you do?
I just look in shock because I don't know what's happening.
He's about 25 feet from you. He's covered in the blood of both his enemies and his clan. As he kind of hits his knees, and you see it just begins. Very strong man. And he begins to kind of wither away. Gimli is giving 75 bits. Please use it to give advantage to a player. Frigg, I'm going to give it to you in this moment. What do you do?
I run over, and if he's on his knees, I run over and I slide into the sand on my knees too.
He looks terribly surprised you're there. He's trying to focus on his hand. He goes, Frigg!
Jarko, why?
What do you mean, why?
Why
what are you doing here?
fighting with them?
I didn't really have a choice. You know we don't have a choice. He says, what's happening to me?
I don't know.
And it's just very slowly moving up his hand. And he says, I'm so glad you made it.
I just give him a kiss.
You plant a kiss on him, one that has been a long time coming, even when you were in captivity. You never had the chance to be intimate, for weakness was what got you killed in the Grim Ravens camp. And as you plant a kiss on him, the dissipating stops. He's left without a hand. But the curse, as written, and building upon the one before, has changed, altered itself, to release the souls of those who once loved, and thus they killed all that are unloved. And when all
Oh
is
crap!
yeah,
Wow.
Dang.
and when all is said and done,
Suddenly, Gudrun is gone. No.
there is nothing but sand
Oh.
and dust. Well, it was written on enemies, I believe, amongst your enemies. So the unloved enemies, I guess. And all that is left is the sound of ravens as they fly away, the crashing of the beach. The wake washes up, pulling the ashes and this dust of what was left of this group of grin ravens off of the shoreline.
Gudrun would approach. I mean, she is covered in blood, and looks slightly more not put together than they are used to her looking. And she walks up to where Frigg is sitting, and she kicks the guy down into the sand.
Ugh! He goes,
And
breaking them up from a
sword-
kiss.
Sword, yeah, the sword is just at his throat.
He kind of holds up one hand and a missing hand.
Please don't kill him.
I'm sorry. They made me do it. They made me do it. And by now I would think that, like, your Jarl and the other fighters have kind of made their way down to the beach to find that they're gone, except for the few bodies that all of you slaughtered.
Dagny is going to rush up to Gudrun and just kind of put her hand on her arm.
I will shimmy my way between Gudrun's blade and Jarko.
He's not yours to kill.
The Jarl comes
The
walking
reason
over.
why I was able to leave. They sent him after me, and he helped me get away.
It's true. I was a prisoner too.
And how many of our clan would you have let get away today?
I don't know. I didn't know, Frigg. I'm sorry. And the Jarl comes over and she says, this is the last of them.
So what you're saying is, if it hadn't been Frigg, you would have killed them all.
Yes. He says very shamefully.
She looks at Frigg and just goes, he's not worth it.
One does a lot of things in order to keep their own life.
And sometimes it's better to kill your own past. And she walks away.
And the Jarl says, you wear the colors of our enemy. Shed them. He very quickly does. Taking the pauldrons of feathers off the black leather down to just his pants and boots, basically, and his belt where his weapons once hung. And she says, my clan, Heimdall's wolves, we do not seek violence. We are a peaceful clan. One that has been uprooted by the grim ravens, but I'm sure you knew that when you attacked us in the valley. We have a way in our clan of accepting those that do not have one. You have a choice. You can come with us or you can die. He kind of looks around like it's a trick. He kind of swallows and he says, I will pledge my life if it means you will not kill me. She says, then you have made your choice. I suggest you go up the cliff. We need to move a boat, and you seem like a capable soldier. The Jarl gestures to all of you, and she says, do you think that's the last of them? I suggest we move these boats and set sail.
I agree.
And you all set to work, moving the boats down the cliffside, onto the sandy beach, pushing it, pulling it, prepping it. Now is the time, your Jarl says, as a gangway touches sand. She says, this is a chance for a new home. You can stay or you can go. But Heimdall's wolves no longer live in this valley. And she enters the boat, followed by many child, elderly, that seek the haven of this clan. Do all of you get on the boat?
Adis immediately climbs on the boat after the Jarl.
Okay.
And moves to sit kind of close to the Jarl. And just looks at her, nods slowly, and says, you look good. And like herself, she's probably looking very pale, very flush, probably a lot weaker than the Jarl last.
Then the Jarl probably notes that and says, you don't look as well. I see that your time away has brought you great power.
I wouldn't call it power.
Good. That's what I was hoping you'd say. And they kind of slide their hand into yours as people move onto the boat. What about the rest of you?
Look at Frigg. It's gonna be a long journey. They're gonna still need us. You gonna come?
We'll follow you anywhere, sister.
Wouldn't have it any other way. I'm glad we made it. And we could still help.
Dagny?
Dagny kind of breathes in deep, taking in the scent of the forest that she's known her entire life. The land and now this strange salt smell that happens to waft across the shore, and this floating tree that she's about to set upon for the next who knows how long when. And she just, for a moment, feels regret seeing this wave of chaos and death come upon the home she's always known, and almost feels like it's a failure, that she's failed her squirrel god by not balancing. But then she kind of feels sort of a sense of hope that seeing the celebration of the last clan and seeing that her own clan managed to defeat the Grim Ravens, she kind of feels like the land is now balancing on its own and she's no longer needed. And then she just kind of looks back to her own clan, to her sisters in her clan, and to Frigg, who always hunted with her. And also at this new guy who just showed up. And back to Frigg. Right. So. She looks for that. You know what you said about always hunting with me? Well, likewise. I don't know where this is going, but thanks for having me along for the ride. And she just kind of struts onto that boat. and tries to kind of settle herself, like, sort of discomfortably, like make a nest out of the various crates and whatnot are on it.
As I'm getting my area ready, I just say, think about all the new trees you'll get to climb, Dagny.
I'm gonna need someone to help me build that new treehouse.
As you reminisce about what this new treehouse could be, the camera cuts to the last. The Scald. Do you get on the boat? Oh, you're muted. Oh, there you go. You're back.
She's standing alone on the beach where everybody left her to go be with their families and friends.
You're not coming with us?
Would not be the same without you, Gudrun.
Yeah, we wouldn't have done this. We got this far without you. I don't know if we can without you again.
You're evolving. Took me months to get any of you to trust me, but you've got someone new now. Look how quick you trusted him. And she will turn around and walk back towards the forest.
The gentleman who you saved on the beach stands on the beach and watches you go. And he says, "Wait! Who said I was going?" He said, I don't belong with your clan, but I don't really belong with the Ravens either. He says, I tricked them once to save Frigg. I could trick them again to save all of you.
Friend, one look at your face when you saw her. You couldn't trick anybody. Get on the damn boat, you idiot.
He says, but you're not coming because I am. That's not right.
Don't flatter yourself.
Oh?
You're not that important.
You're embarrassing in front of the whole clan. He kind of tucks his tail, knowing.
I've always found my own way. Eventually. Maybe I'll see you guys again.
Well, make sure that way leads back at some point.
The Jarl
I kept my wire. And she just keeps walking.
The Jarl comes to the edge of the boat to watch you walk away. And the Jarl says, we'll see you soon. Gudrun?
Yeah.
Gudrun,
What?
if tales of my immense power have not spread to foreign shores by the time I get there, I will be immensely disappointed.
I will tell them of your immensely large horn. Yeah.
The Jarl smiles at this, getting the joke. And the gangway is pulled up, the last one on board being a new member of the clan. But left behind, to trail her own way, is the Scald. And the boat sets sail, splashing out away from the shore. Maybe Goodwin watches from the tree line. Maybe you don't.
He does. None of them see it.
You watch as the boat set off.
I do.
Maybe Frigg knows. But the boat set sail off into the North Sea for the next phase and for another story for another day. Congratulations, you survived. Well played, everyone. Well played. Let's quickly go around because we are over time and I'm due somewhere else. Let's quickly go around and hear from all of you where we can find you when you're not here. This is, of course, our finale tonight. But not maybe the last time you will see these Vikings on your screen. Oh, thank you for all those cheers and bits out there. We really, really appreciate it. Yeah, so let's go backwards. Eris.
Hi, I'm Erisavad. I'm your friendly Stitch Witch. I also play a lot of RPGs. You can find the stuff that I make on erisavad.com. Because you're watching this channel, you can use the code .army on my website to save 10% on whatever you buy, including custom orders, because custom orders are always open. You can find me on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern playing with Little Red Dot herself again on the season finale of Void, which
Had
is a
2 season
Coriolis
finales
campaign.
this week.
Yeah, it's finale week. That's on Unmade Gaming. You can also find me on Sunday Friends on the Open for Adventure channel on 4 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays, obviously, because it's Sunday Friends. I'm good at dates. Um, and that's an ongoing campaign, so you can just jump right in and keep on going. And that's it. That's me.
Awesome. That makes it Shauna's turn.
Oh wow, this is great. I loved it. Game play with everybody again. Missed it so much. But yeah, I'm Shauna Flying Surfs on Twitter and pretty much any place else I have where I can have all the art that I do. It's a lot of stream overlays, a lot of commission art stuff. It's been nice, and as well as a pin tweet with all the games that I played throughout the week, including on tomorrow at 9 p.m. It's Rebirth. It's a diceless game where we're like gods and each other's avatars, and it is a messy relationship everyone has. Like everyone is the other's god, and I'm pretty sure we all hate each other. It's great.
Wow.
Sounds like so much fun.
Right? I was about to say, sounds like ego-driven god drama.
Oh my god, it's because we play each other's one, so it's like it's great. And yeah, for something like that, also check out on YouTube the WebDM special that we did where I played a little roguey version of Jess, little girl from the Witch Girls game.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Definitely check that out. Catherine, where can we find you when you're not here with your adorable little ears?
Yes, you can find me at the gluttonousgeek.com. I run a nerdy food blog where I make recipes inspired by movies, television shows, role-playing games, all that sort of stuff. I also have my cooking show Munchies and Minis on Wednesday nights when I actually try to do it. Yes, I will be streaming tomorrow night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll be making a leek stuffed pork loin inspired by Dragon Magazine issue 418 from like 2012. But beyond that, this is like the last scheduled game I have for a while, so I am open to doing more RPG shenanigans on the streaming things because I miss the peoples since I can't really have shenanigans at my house anymore until the corona happens to calm the heck down. So yes, please help me keep me from being stir crazy and all that kind of nonsense. And find me on the internet at thegluttonousgeek.com.
Wow. Okay.
Didn't sound too desperate there, did I?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think Catherine needs people to play games with. I bet there's a bunch of you in chat right now.
Sad puppy eyes.
Sad puppies, please. Kika!
Hi, I'm Kika. You can find me here on Twitter at twitter.com/Kika. That's at Twitch. Here at Twitch, at twitch.com/Kika. That's twitch.com/KAKK, and on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVio. And next week I will be playing on, I believe, Wandering DM's channel for a Witcher RPG. That's all I have on my schedule for right now. But yeah, I am streaming now, actually, every so often because of my area being on lockdown. But yeah, just swing on by if you feel if the fancy strikes you, and keep me company, and we'll have a good time. That's it.
Nice. And our real life Scald and our game Scald, Kelly, where can we find you?
Hi, I'm Kelly at the Opera Geek on Twitter. You can also find my website, kellybutler.com. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. EST, I will be doing my second Classics on Twitch reading, and I will be doing Viola in 12th Night with Eugenio Vargas as my crush. So this should be pretty funny because we're pretty good friends. Tomorrow night, of course, I will be doing my regular stream on twitch.tv/theoperageek. And next week, Tuesday, I will also be starting the Witcher game on Wandering DM.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. All right, gang, I've been Dot. I'm going to go pop over. Actually, heck, we're going to go raid Arvan's channel. Hopefully he's live. Let's find out. We're going to go raid Arvan Aileron's channel. I'm going over there to do a voiceover stream. If you want to come watch us voice over a... Oh, nope, he's not live. That's his fault. Oh, well, you can come pop over momentarily and watch me on Arvan Aileron's stream as we do a voiceover stream. Other than that, we're going to be taking a little break for the next couple weeks as I prep for our next show. If you want to check me out right now, the best place to come hang out with me is over on the Dad's Garage ATL Twitch channel. That's right, Dad's Garage ATL. That's the theater that I work for as a marketing director. We have launched a Twitch channel. We just reached affiliate on Saturday. Things are coming in and moving and grooving, and we've got daily streams with our made up by our improvisers. They are hysterical. They caught me snorting off camera today, so yeah, it's like that. And then on the weekends we are streaming free theater from our archive, and we write everything that we do, so you can check it out. It's all very nerdy. This weekend we've got improvised Dungeons and Dragons being restreamed, and we've got Wicket, which is of course a wicked Star Wars parody musical, so you can come check that out on Saturday evening. So I'm spending a lot of time over there, but I am prepping, and I really appreciate all of you hanging in there as I rebalance my life. But I can tell you the next show will be Overlight. I have nailed down the cast. I've got 4 incredible cast members, one of which is currently hanging out in chat. What? See if you can figure out that mystery. Cast announcements will be coming out very soon over the next couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. And if you want the first peek at those, the best way to do it is to join the Discord or to join the Patreon, where you get first access to pretty much everything. That is all I have for you. Thank you for being here for this story. I know it was short, sweet, and a little heart-wrenching, but I don't think this will be the last time that we see this clan, for they have only started the first part of their journey. Thank you all for being here for this, for supporting, and if you like the game, make sure to go tell Renegade Games you loved this show. Go pick up a copy and tell Renegade Games how much you loved it. That would mean a lot to me. And that's all she wrote. Until next time, everybody, have a good evening.